Greetings, family, and welcome to another episode of Unity and Solidarity TV. Today is Saturday, October 28, 2023. My name is Martin+Curacao, and I have the honor to serve as your host today. Before we begin, please note that today's program is streamed live on the following platforms. Of course, our YouTube channel at Unity and Solidarity TV, as well as on my Facebook page, which is bakari.makiru, and as well as the UNIAACL St. Martin Chapter Facebook page. So remember to like, follow, share, and subscribe to our Facebook pages and YouTube channel for more dynamic content. Also, for those of you who would like to join the conversation during the last segment of the show, we will allow our viewers to just, we'll provide a link, and that will allow you all to join, share your thoughts, maybe even pose some questions to my guest today. And of course, if you want to be a guest on Unity and Solidarity TV to discuss an issue that is close to your heart, just send us an email at unityandsolidaritystv@gmail.com or send me a direct message on Facebook at Bakari+Curacao. So I would like to share the following announcements. So this evening at 7 p.m., Mindful Elevation Caribbean, with, of course, the lovely and dynamic Miss Ramonda Hanza, is having another impactful discussion on mental well-being, living well with Alzheimer's, with guest speaker none other than Mr. Raymond Jesseroon. So remember, that starts tonight at 7 p.m. And to follow that conversation, you can just go on over by Mindful Elevation Caribbean to be part of the discussion. And I am pleased to announce that I'm inviting you all to join us on Sunday, next week, Sunday, November 5th at 12 p.m. St. Martin time. We'll be having a special guest coming from the south of Sudan, who will be giving us some live updates as to what's going on in South Sudan. Because we know Sudan has been in the news for quite some time with regards to the ongoing conflict. Family, today I have the pleasure to speak with a brother I have known all my life, and who I would say was one of the best basketball players, not only in the district of St. Peter's, but I would say on the island. Ladies and gentlemen, I speak of none other than Mr. Giovanni Williams, right? And today we are going to talk about a very interesting project that is about to take place in a few hours on the lovely island of Curacao. Skull, Giovanni, welcome, and thank you for
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
To be a guest. And yeah, so you know how we do it on Unity and Solidarity TV. We just start off by asking who you be and who you're for, and then we get into the conversation.
Boy, who have been? Hey, but thanks for that. One of the best basketball players on the island. I gotta give it up for that. You know what I mean? Because we don't take things lightly. But I was one of the only athletes to go to Aruba and come back with 2 medals in 94, 95. You know what I mean? You don't get props for that, but I was the only athlete to do that. You know what I mean? And proud of that. You know, numerous other things. But as you say, my name is Giovanni Williams, aka Skull. Hail from the beautiful place of St. Peter's, no other SPG gang.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And we repping. Originally, I am one of the original, I would say, Antiliano. Mom from St. Martin, father from Curacao, and I was in Bonaire. So you don't get no better than that. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's funny because me living here in Curacao now, like a couple years back, almost 15 to 18 years back, I would have never thought of myself living here in Curacao. You understand? And because of not knowing my father, not knowing my family, I would never have thought I would be a resident of Curacao. But here I am right now, enjoying it and getting ready to start on a project that I I know personally that can leave a legacy behind, not only in Curacao, but all over the world. But here is the base here is base the foundation of where it would start, you know.
So before we get into
yes.
that, because I think you have a very important story to tell, especially when it comes to your basketball career. You see, because we need to continue adding to the vault of knowledge. And on St. Martin, or from St. Martin, we have so many people that has taken the sport, right? Whether it's basketball, volleyball, baseball, whatever, took the sport to another level. So besides your trip to Aruba, tell us some of the accomplishments, you know, as an athlete, as a basketball player during your, let's call it your prime years on St. Martin.
Well, funny thing about it is I ended up winning a championship for a team that was not based in my district.
Which
and the team we had to play, Trotters. That was from Soccer Garden. Ironically, we had to play a team from my district. You understand? So that was funny. How everything came back around. It was funny. We talking about. We went to Trinidad. We went to the US. You know what I mean? We had wonderful times. It was, you know, and those things was it's in some learning experiences, my brother. Learning experiences in the sense of going to Trinidad. We saw how way advanced those guys were, because they were also connected to the US. So they had guys actually going to the US, playing in college, but coming back home. So when you go to a place like Trinidad, you figure, hey, it's gonna be a walkthrough. But hey, that was not a walkthrough. St. Kitts as well. You know what I mean? Anguilla wasn't as competitive, not bringing anybody down.
Yeah.
But Anguilla wasn't as competitive as St. Kitts and Trinidad. You know what I mean? Aruba was very impactful. Why? Because we played teams from the US. You know what I mean? That was my first introduction of playing guys from the US. And coming into that, going to Trinidad and St. Kitts, we were not that successful. But Aruba was successful. St. Martin was successful for me. We also had a second championship, but that was not like that was more of a tournament based, not like the regular basketball season. I think the most insightful trip we had, I mean, we had some crazy trips. Bro. We had some crazy trips, bro. You know what I mean? And if I can elaborate, I'll go into some of the funny things we had on them trips. We had a trip, no names, nothing. We had a trip. We went up to New York, and I think it was New York and New Jersey. And you got into New York. It was the first time everybody saw snow. You know what I mean? But we prepared for it. They tell us it might snow. People were prepared for it. That was funny. We went over to New Jersey. Going over to New Jersey, we look outside, the sun is shining. And I mean bright. You know what I mean? The sun is out. You see the sun, and you're on the inside, and you're like, oh man, the sun is out. The sun is out now. So I put it on, because you cloaked up for so long, like about 3-4 days you cloaked up. I mean, we were putting bottles of soda outside the window, and they were getting cold. You know what I mean? And this is like years ago, man. This is like almost 20 years ago. We were putting big bottles of the liter Sprite and Coke outside. The thing was freezing cold, bro. So you get to New Jersey, the sun is shining, and you're like, man, okay, now it's time to go all out. So me being me, I decided putting on a shirt without sleeves. I go in with a shirt without sleeves. And now I get downstairs and I see everybody a little cloaked up. Nothing too much. I said, man, like, bro, I hit the door and it was a revolving door. When I hit that door and the door reached to the outside part, I was like, whoa, this thing is, it was cold, bro. But pride and ego, I still went around without my shorts, with my shirt, because I feel like, I could deal with this. It wasn't a smart, I didn't get sick or anything, but it wasn't a smart move because it was cold. I mean, the sun was blaring down, blinding you, but it was cold. That was another experience. I was like, man, over to New York. We get down to New York, bro. We jump in a taxi. The taxi driver trying to take us around, got the meter running. So all those things I have to pay attention to because they realize, hey, man, these guys, they don't know where they're going. But at one point, you caught on to it. And when you caught on to it, he had to reduce the price back to the original price. He had to do it. We had to sneak. We had to sneak like 13 to 14 people in 2 rooms up in New York, bro. Because money was running out and you had no place to put nobody. So we had to split 2 groups. We rented 2 rooms. The people went up the front. The people who rent the rooms went up in the front, and everybody else was going up the stairs with bags and everything, bro. To get in those 2 rooms to sleep until it was time to come back home. You know what I mean? Okay. So it was crazy. We had another trip. We went to Chicago. All I'm gonna say is, I'm just leave it like this. All I'm gonna say is that trip was not successful. That's all I could say, bro. I go into any more details. That trip was not successful at all.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That trip, and seeing that is, you really understand how basketball really took me as an individual around not around the world, but you travel. It opened doors for you to travel. It opened doors for you to go places. It opened doors for you to see other things. And I like really, really grateful for that. And no complaints about that at all.
Okay. All right, powerful. So next to the basketball, right? I know that you are very passionate when it comes to fitness,
yes,
nutrition, and so on. Could share some information about that particular journey.
Well, that journey, we were always on that journey. You know that personally. Me, myself, you, and Brunel, we started out in your backyard training. You understand? We started out in your backyard training. So it's something that really was a part of me. Sports and athletics and training was really a part of me. We also, me and you personally, did some training sessions. You know what I mean? So it was always a part of me. And when I went to work at the prison on St. Martin, I really saw the need to get the prison guards in shape. So then is when I really started to focus on getting my certificates in training, in nutrition, and those kind of things. So that's when the journey started for me to get, not only just be a trainer, but to be certified as well. You know what I mean? And so I did a personal training course. I did a nutrition course. And then I did a sports psychology course. I'm not a sports psychologist, but I just did a course in sports psychology. And sports psychology is basically helping a trainer or a coach to be able to get somebody out of a slump. You understand?
Yep.
So you work on certain like mental dynamics. When you study sports psychology, it teaches you to say there can be multiple factors that an athlete can go into a slump. You know what I mean? Correct. It could be a mental something. It can be a physical something. You know what I mean? It could be an emotional something. And some athletes fall into a slump and they can't get out. And when they fall into a slump and they can't get out, most teams would recommend them going to a sports psychologist. You know what I mean? Or most teams already have a sports psychologist on their roster and able to help help the athletes to get out of the slump. You know what I mean? And as studying, doing the course on sports psychology, it also shows you that parents can put a lot of pressure on students and athletes because they want to live vicariously through them. You know what I mean? So you put the pressure on your child to be a basketball player, a football player, a baseball player, because whether it's the money or you just want them to get to that place because you never did that. So all those things can be factors that that put somebody in a slump. And I give you a quick experience I had when I was living in Holland. I was playing for a basketball team, and there was this one guy. He was a good shooter. He was a good shooter, but this guy was not allowed to score less than 15 points a game. And the minute he goes below 15 points, his parents would not come to any games. And I played with this guy. And I was like, but why he always shooting? They said, he's a good shooter, but not every shot is supposed to shoot. No, he would shoot. So he had, in his mind, he had to average 15 points or more for his parents to come and see him play. So he didn't care win or lose. He just wanted his 15 to 20, 21 points a game. Because he didn't want his parents not to come. And his parents would literally not come if he scored less than 15 points. So a situation like that can also put an athlete in a slump. And then in order for him to come out of that slump, you can either, his parents can come back to the game, or you can send him to a sports psychologist to help him understand that, listen, it doesn't affect you in such, don't let it affect you in such a manner where you won't be able to produce on a high level, or you have to force yourself to get to that place where you have to score those points. And that was one of the things. I also did a course on strength and conditioning, just to get the basics of it. I didn't follow up on it because it was like, to me, it wasn't worth doing it over and over and over again. Yes, you experience new things. Yes, you get new information. But I didn't want to, it was just for me to understand the basics of strength and conditioning, especially in training for athletes and stuff like that. And the reason I started to do those courses was because working at the prison, we had an EBT group, which is a group of special guys for riot and stuff like that. And I wanted to be over the EBT group. So in order to get to that place, I started taking fitness to another level, whereby I would have been able to take over the EBT group, because I didn't want to stay opening gates for the next 10, 15 years at the prison of St. Martin.
Natural.
Yes. Circumstances happened that I didn't stay there, but it is what it is. Nutrition, why I started nutrition was, you can't do one without the other. You know, so it was very important to put nutrition in the fold as well. I did other courses online as well. I did an extra course on nutrition. I did a course on how to open a sports nutrition business.
Okay.
Also I did a course on how to utilize social media to push your business forward.
Nice.
To be honest, as I really slack on that, because I'm not really the person to be in front of the camera. So, you know, that's one I really don't like being in front of the camera. So as a trainer, you wouldn't see me a lot, and people telling me, no, you got to do it. So I have to get into the modem of putting my videos up, more and more of my clients showing the results, showing the trainings and stuff like that. So I have a friend of mine down here in Curacao. He's been on me. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, the General Ali himself. And he don't play. He listen, he about that life, bro.
Yeah.
So once you get on Instagram, you see videos, but he tell you, that's what I do. You know what I mean? So and did some courses to enable me to bolster myself. And sometimes you put in the effort and you feel that you do all the work for naught, because it's when you do those things, sometimes you become a bigger threat than an asset to certain people, you know. And
Unfortunately.
and people instead of wanting to work with you, they want to work against you because they see you more as a threat than an asset to whatever they're doing, you know. So
Okay. So for the benefit of the viewers, right? You are a personal trainer also.
yes, I am.
So if
Dream Creator
person,
Fitness.
sorry?
Dream Creator Fitness.
Dream Creator. So how could persons get in contact with you if they
Well, I'm on Instagram at dream creator underscore no dream underscore creator on IG. They are my mostly so there's where you would find me mostly, get in contact with me mostly.
Okay. And just to be clear,
Because
you spell creator with a K and not a C.
yes,
Okay.
yes. Sorry, yeah, that's very important.
Yes,
That's very
yes.
important.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so persons can reach out to you if they're interested in subscribing to your services. And then you can have them put a program together for them to see results and everything. So from food to training to nutrition.
Everything.
All right.
And the thing is for me, yes, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
The thing is for me, what I do a lot, especially with my clients here in Curacao, I don't cut clients out of anything, because if you were disciplined from the first place, you wouldn't be where you at. Get me? So you can't tell someone who's coming to you to assist them and help them to get to a place, they need to cut things out. It's a gradual process, and helping them to develop the discipline for them to be able to say, well, okay, you know what? I don't want to drink any soda anymore. I don't want to use sugar no more. Okay, I don't want to eat at night late anymore. So they have to get to the place, because it's easier said than done. And I always use myself as an experience as a trainer, because sometimes you fall into certain habits and you don't come out of it. You know what I'm saying? But people look at you and you're a trainer, so you're supposed to have the discipline. You're supposed to have the mental fortitude. You're supposed to, but they forget that you're human as well. You know what I mean? And I'm the guy, I do things naturally. I don't use anything. Sometimes I hit a little creatine every now and again. You know what I mean? But that's very rarely. So I do everything naturally. You catch me? So it takes more time when you do things naturally to develop a great physique. And it's also really the discipline to withstand the discipline to continue as a natural athlete, because you're not going to see results as fast as other people,
Genetics.
So genetics play a role, but genetics can only take you so far.
Correct.
Correct. So and genetically, yes, I'm a bit gifted, a little bit, not much, but it really is dedication and like Floyd Mayweather would say, hard work and dedication.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay. All right. I have to shout out SXM Academy SBO. Good afternoon. It is sad when parents pushing their children so far that they stop enjoying the sport and only doing it to please their parents. That's a very good point. And the person also says, don't like being in front of the camera. Neither. I just try to think on how it will help my business. So I guess I have some advice for you.
That's true, bro.
For myself, for everybody, we got to think about the bigger picture. You know,
bro.
and who will be able to touch and inspire.
Hey man, I've been faced with a lot of challenges, bro.
Yeah,
This one being in front of the camera often is a challenge for me, and
got
a
you.
challenge I have to overcome.
Got
And
you.
and and I get sometimes I get too personal because hey, for me I don't like to be in front of the camera. So I would think that some of my clients would not be. So I don't ask them to do that
Mm,
because me personally I don't like that. You know what I
okay.
mean? But now I'm opening up more to it. Like I said, the general don't give me no space when it comes to that. So he would put me on camera whether I like it or not. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And but that's the good part about having people like that in your corner.
Mm.
You know what I mean? To help you push you. So thank you, SXM Academy. It's a long road, but boy, we're gonna get there.
And let me tell you, right? SXM Academy SBO, right, has come a long way
The blessings.
from being shy and not speaking in public. Today, she has a platform, right, where she's giving all sorts of great interviews on different topics, from stress management to how
Mm-hmm.
to be more mindful and so forth and so on. And now, when they go to public sessions and information sessions, they're almost taking over the session of my
Yeah,
brethren.
ready, hot
You
and
understand what I'm
ready.
saying?
Ah.
People gotta fight to get a chance to say something. You know what I mean? But the thing is, sometimes we just have to come out of our comfort zone in order to reach closer to where we want to reach, you know, because the vision that we're striving towards is much bigger than our
Hey,
perceived insecurities, you know?
and for me, not jumping the gun, but for me, this event is one of those steps that I had to
True.
take. You know what I
But
mean?
let me add this. Let me add this. Do you remember maybe 7 years ago? It could be 7 years ago. How long you back in Curacao now?
About 7 years, yeah.
Okay, good. So it had to
About
be
yeah,
8 years ago where we organized your first Health in
yeah,
Your Hands
yeah.
session at the St. Peter's Community Center.
Yep, yep, yep. You break
Okay?
that down, you put on PowerPoint for me, everything. That to show you, it's to show you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And because of that, I got invited to speak at for to the Carnival Queens.
There you go. You never tell
You
me
catch
that.
me?
You never tell me
No,
that.
yeah, sorry about that. So you see,
You could have
I
invited me
got
though.
in
You could have invited me
bro,
too. But I'm good. We're gonna talk off record.
bye.
We
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
off
yeah, yeah,
record.
yeah, yeah. I don't want no trouble. I don't want no trouble.
No, but that great man. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't
yes,
know.
yes, 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 yes.
That's
I
all
got
good.
the opportunity to go and speak to the Carnival Queens for them because they wanted to get in shape and stuff like that. And you
There
know
you
how it
go.
is. Carnival coming around and everybody want to look good.
Not a problem. That ain't no problem. You
No,
see,
no.
it just goes to show, you know, that you have something to offer, right? And you need to share that light, brethren. You understand? You need to share
Yes,
that
sir.
light that you have. You see, so I'm hoping that now this interview will inspire you again, you know, or give you a good little gentle nudge to go towards that next level. You see, but
We
I
get in
think,
there. We get in there.
yeah, man, of course,
Yeah.
it's a process, you know, it's a process, it's a process. So let's get into the topic, you know, because I
Yes,
know time
sir.
is upon us and you still have some final preparations to do, right? So you're having an event this evening, right, at 8 p.m.
Yes,
and
8 to
it's
10.
entitled Gathering of the Kings, and the topic is Building a Better Curacao. Tell us
Yes.
about what inspired you to come with this intervention, right? And give us some more information about what persons can expect.
Okay. First of all, let me start by saying tonight is the introductory night.
Good.
You know what I mean? Because it's the first night. We're gonna feel it out, see who's gonna come, who's not gonna come. When who don't come, don't come. It's up to them. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? We can't control who coming and who don't come. But it's the introductory night. And I was contemplating to see if I should look for sponsors and everything. But then the last minute I said no. I don't want it to be a night for us to come and have a beer, have a drink, have a fun. No, it's introductory. So I get some water. We're gonna do like soldier. No, seriously, it's an introductory. We do nothing to sit down and have a drink.
True.
We didn't accomplish anything for us to sit down and have a drink. And then I didn't want the starting night to be a night of drinking and having fun. So then when people hear about our next session, then they expect them to come there, have a drink. No.
Yeah.
We come in to build. We come in to build. So back on how we got started, it's a lot of things came into one. I would start out by saying, I remember a couple years ago, I was listening to the legendary Bobby Hemmett, and he was saying that Black people are the only people who don't have programs set in place to keep their children out of jail. You understand? He said every other ethnic group has programs. So he was giving an example. He said if a Chinese guy go to jail once, twice, ain't gonna happen a third time or fourth time. So they're gonna put something in place to make sure other guys don't go to prison. He said, but us as Black people, we don't have nothing like that set in place. So what ends up happening is just a revolving door, in and out, in and out, in and out. So that was something that was on my mind for a while. And then I saw how, let me put it this way. The Gathering of the Kings is about bringing men together. You understand me? Once you have a community of strong men within your community, a lot can be done. And that's what I wanted to do. I'll get into some other stuff a little later, but that's just the basis. That's just the foundation of Gathering of the Kings, of bringing men together who can sit down, who can be think tanks, and who can be able to move things forward without blaming everything and everybody else around us, you know. So that's basically the formula of it. I remember working as a bartender on St. Martin. It's like every month or every other month, I would see a group of Indians come in, and it would be only Indian men. And they would come in, they would sit down, they would vibe, they would fellowship. You know what I mean? Sit down for like 2-3 hours, just sit down, drink, eat, talk with each other. You know what I mean? And I'm like, wow. I never saw a group of local St. Martin men do that. But you put happy hour, and everybody there. You know what I mean? And these guys would do that every month or every other month. They would do that. Working at the West End, I remember saying there a couple Jews came down on vacation, and it was basically the same thing. The men would be at the pool bar, vibing with each other, talking to each other. You're not speaking the language, but the group of men, Jewish men, would always be at the bar talking with each other. So I started to look at it and I was like, wait a minute. So coming down here to Curacao, it was like, but let me go. So that was at the West End. I was living in Malta for like a year and a half. And in Malta, every morning I get up to go walking. There would be a group of older men sitting down. There's like a plane. They had a church in the middle. And these men would sit down by a particular shop every day. From 5 o'clock in the morning till about 9, 10 o'clock. I mean, they retired, they work, they retired and everything. But it shows you the unity between them, you know? And thinking, contemplating on what to do and how to get things done and moving forward, the idea came to me to put on this, to start this project, Gathering of the Kings. And I was thinking about this project months ago. From months ago, I was thinking about it. I wasn't sure I put it up. I put it up. I put it back in the. I put it back in the mental docket. Push it back in, and man, I think the ending of September, it was like it just hit me like, yo, do it. Whatever happened, happened. Just do it. So I started looking up dates, and I chose the 28th. 28th tonight is a full moon, so we got a full moon energy going on. You know what I'm saying?
Solid.
And that's why I took it out to Caracas Bay as well, down to the beach. You know what I mean? For the introductory night. So like I said before, not to repeat, but it's an introductory night of me introducing myself, introducing the basis for Gathering of the Kings, and also Lions Den and Co. Lions Den and Co. Would basically be the platform from where Gathering of the Kings would be taking place. So probably in the future, we'll create either a business or a stifting from Lions Den and Co. And then Lions Den and Co would be officially the avenue or the gateway for Gathering of the Kings to follow. You know what I mean? And more stuff. And to elaborate more on where the concept came from, where the idea came from, you know, I do a lot of time sitting with myself, and you get some downloads and stuff like that. And I really see how a lot of young men are really in like a emotional turmoil. You know what I mean? You see it here on Curacao. You see it here on Curacao a lot. I'm not gonna say, man, I can tell you from what I'm seeing on Curacao. It's like a lot of young men really operating from an emotional mindset. And that's not good at all. You know what I mean? Us as men, we're not superior to women, but for men to stay in an emotional mindset is not good. That's not our domain. You catch me? And when men start to operate and stay in an emotional mindset, it's different than women. A woman might be in an emotional mindset, cry, eat ice cream, go out with her girls, you know what I mean? Find solace, find solitude. When a man gets into an emotional mindset and he can't come out, is killing himself, you know what I mean? And not thinking about the consequences. You catch me? So it really, being in an emotional mindset feeds the ego in a negative light, because as a man, you don't want your ego to be crushed. So when you stay in an emotional mind state as a man, you're not able to think clearly. You're not able to focus, and you're not able to rationalize and see the consequences of what you're doing. And then you have men now who go out and shoot women, shoot themselves, and then leave children unaccounted for. And I want to create a space where men who are going through things can come and be able to express themselves openly if they want to. Be able to express themselves, be able to say, well, hey, this is bothering me. I don't know how to get over it, what to do, how to do it. So Gathering of the Kings will just be a place where you have men who already experience things and who can guide a man who's experiencing that thing, or whether it's in business, in relationships, whatever it is, because we all need guidance. And that was the basis of creating Gathering of the Kings, to be able, because let's be honest, women have all the place they can go. And it's not downgrading anybody. Women mostly have places they can turn to when they're going through these things. Men don't. You know? So it's more of a, okay, I have to suck it up and I have to move on. And after years of sucking something up, we crash and we fall. Not many men can able to hold on until the 90 with the stress of the wall on the shoulders or whatever they're going through. So as men, we just told to like suck it up and keep pushing, suck it up and keep pushing. And sometimes when you break, you break. Some men, being honestly, some men cause problems themselves as well.
So true.
So we can't negate that either. Because if I'm doing something wrong, and then the female in my life do the same thing, I can't get emotional. But we tend to. You catch me? So we need men to start holding men accountable for whatever it is, whether it's bad business decisions, whether it's bad decisions in your home. We need men to start holding men accountable for the actions they take, because every action has a reaction. So if you don't want a certain reaction, you can't perform an action. You catch me? And that is the basically the premise of Gathering of the Kings. And then building a better Curacao is basically having something that can teach the younger generation whatever they need to learn, whether it's business, investing, whatever the case may be. You know, Gathering of the Kings would be a place where boys as well as girls can learn. So I don't want to think too far ahead, but you know, creating a big brother program. You know what I mean? I go to the school. I go to the school to look for my daughter every day. And sometimes you see children looking at me kind of weird. It's like, because I hold my daughter, I kiss my daughter. My daughter have to push me off of her, not for me not to do those things. But you see the look on the children's face, like, what the hell is that? You know what I mean? So you see
the lack.
And it's strange because you got some men who just, that is daddy, I come pick you up and I go with you. That's it. You know? And to me, that's my princess. And you see children looking at you. You see children literally looking at me and my daughter like, what the hell? You know, and these things we need to get men to the place where they can be able to open up. If they want to open up for the world, they could open up for the children. You know what I mean? So that's what Gathering of the Kings is really about, really to create a platform where men can come together, enjoy themselves, build. And after we accomplish some things, we can sit and have a night of fun and have some drinks and stuff like that.
No, man, that's solid. That intervention is definitely inspiring. And I mean, it can go in so many different directions. You know, it really can. And I am sure, because, you know, as somebody who's, you know, a little familiar with the Caribbean, you know, been to a few islands, try to follow the news and everything, really and truly, the problems, the social problems that we face are not unique. You know, because in your presentation, right, it literally felt to some extent that you were also referring to St. Martin. You understand? Yeah. To some extent, it felt as though you was probably referring to our brothers in Jamaica or Dominica or Belize or Guyana. You know, it's really a regional situation that we are facing, right? And each intervention is necessary.
Yes, you know? Yes.
So tell me something. Will it be something once a month, weekly? How many hours? Give us a bit more information about that.
Well, I don't want to. You know, you don't want to take people out of their busy lives.
True.
You know, people working, people got stuff to do. People got 2-3 jobs. So I would feel it out right now. And like, if I do something now, and like you reminded me as well, November 19th is International Men's Day.
That's correct.
So I'm trying to formulate something in my mind that we can do something on that day and have fun. Nice. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So, but that's for that. So I want to do it. I will do it every 2 months, just for people to get into the feeling, people to get into the flow of it. We don't want to, and the thing, like you said, it can go in so many different directions.
Yes.
And me knowing myself and how my mind works, my mind would be 100 miles in running. And sometimes I would overlook the small thing that right in front of me. You catch me? So that's why I have to pull back the reins a little bit. I don't want to start talking about creating a stiff thing, creating a business, and because it's sometimes you just gotta plant the seed and give it water. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I want to do with Gathering of the Kings. Or let me say this way, that's what I want to do with Lions Den and Co. You know what I mean? The Co stands for company, cooperation, community. So I didn't want to put a specific word. So I do a little word play. I put Lions Den and Co. And the reason I chose Lions Den, correct me if I'm wrong, I think when there's a group of lions, I think they call it a den of lions, if I'm not mistaken. So that's why I was like, you know, you have the lions den, you have a den of lions. You know what I mean? When men build a house, they put their den. You know what I mean? So that's why I call it Lions Den and Co. And like I said, the Co stands for cooperation, community, you know, company, and it's a great feeling. Number one. Yeah.
I just went to consult Google, and we learned that a group of lions is called a pride.
Yeah, well, you see?
Yeah.
So
no, I mean, look, at the end of the day, right? It's about the intention.
Yes.
And the intention is to respond to a particular development in your particular community, right? You have identified an area where your expertise or even your networks, you know, would be of relevance and can support a particular demographic. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
so that
yes.
is commendable, because the moment that you set to create a space where men can come and share, express themselves, learn from each other, hold each other accountable, you are in fact building communities. You understand? I would hope that by the time they leave the sessions, they would have been inspired to go back and assist in transforming their community. You know, they gotta be a different person. You know, it's like when you go and you sit amongst your brethren, you're supposed to get re-energized. The whole week we on the plantation, you know, the whole week we doing matters with the family. Days again, you know.
Yeah.
So that's a great thing. That's a great and don't underestimate it, because you're talking about mentoring, you're talking about education and empowerment, you're talking about support, you know, and everything that is discussed there, my brother. I would urge you that persons treat it with the utmost privacy and confidentiality.
Yes.
So
but
when it comes to phones and them type of thing, you know, it gotta be like preferably off. You understand what I'm saying? Because you don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah. But tonight is more of an open night. You know,
I'm talking about the next
when we get into the when we start getting into the meat of the matter, then we take those measures. You know? And one of the things I forgot to say is like you live in Holland, I live in Holland, other people live in Holland, and you see how the Turks, the Moroccans, and the Muslims, you see how they interact with each other, bro.
Yeah.
You even see with how the sheiks move. You know what I mean? Yeah. These guys moving like 15, 20 deep everywhere they go. You know what I mean? And we created the blueprint as the original man to say. We created the blueprint, and everybody took our blueprint and started to put it into work. It's time for us to take back our blueprint and put it into effect for our communities to build and to grow. because I notice a lot here in Curacao. You have a lot of. I live in Curacao. I'm going to speak from that aspect.
Yeah.
A lot of classism, different classes, different. You know what I mean? It's a lot of it. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, I'm up here and you down here. You know what I mean? I drive this, but you drive that. I look like this, but you look like that. And it goes all across the board. Yep. Because you see now how people are influencing their children to even think and act like that. You catch me? So it's weird, bro. It's weird, bro, because if you have children growing up in a school, children don't worry about how much your mother make and your father make.
So true.
They go to school. You catch me? Parents think about how much you make and how much you don't make. You can put a child in a fully Jordan outfit. You can put a child in a fully Adidas outfit, full Puma outfit, full Reebok outfit, and put another child in a full no brand outfit. You put them in school from baby up to 12 years old, they would not understand any dynamics about the clothes they're wearing.
Yeah.
It's when they start to get influenced from outside influences, then they start to understand, oh, I wearing Jordan, oh, I wearing Puma, oh, you don't have on no name brand. You understand me? And in most communities, and most Muslim communities, we see how they separate themselves from those things. You catch me? And just be a community. And that is what I'm looking. That is what I'm looking to do, because no matter what, we all need each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're a businessman, I need you, because if your business is working, you have something that's right. You have something that's right and can help me move my business forward.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're a construction worker, or you have a construction business, but I have a group of guys who need jobs, and they can do that, then if we network and you need help, I can say, hey guys, hey, Bakari have a big job coming up. There's where our focus is. Yep. You know what I mean? And those things is what Gathering of the Kings is going to be strictly about. I don't care what class you be, what religion you be, what you believe in, what you don't believe in.
Yep.
That's not my business. It's can we work together and can we move forward together? And that's important. You know? So for me, it is very I'm kind of excited, but still not excited at the same time. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what to expect, but I'm not going in with expectations. It's really strange. I don't know what to expect, but I'm not expecting anything to go into to make a move like this. I have a friend of mine. He encouraged me. He tell me, look, if it don't work out, don't stop. We need this. Don't stop. And like I said, before we got on live, I was telling you, I'm the kind of guy, if I do this thing 2-3 times and nobody want to come out, I put in my energy in this. You know what I mean? But like you said before we started the live, hey, you don't know who watching.
Yeah.
They might not come the 3rd time, but the 15th time, they might walk in and say, man, look, man, I see what you're doing. How can I be a part of this? Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's a wonderful experience, bro. And you know, the day is here, full moon energy, we going in. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go a little early. I ain't gonna say what I'm gonna do, but you know, we talk up here about that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna in a little early. You know what I mean? Call them some thunder, yeah. Call them some thunder from the Thunder God tour. You know, and you know, so it is what it is, bro. And like, it's funny thing, you know what I mean? Because I can't end this life without saying this. Me and you, we've been fellowshipping, bro. And like I say off air, this is the virtual mango tree. This is the virtual soursop tree. Cause we spend, bro, we spend hours, bro.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, you know, Bakari backyard is like my backyard, and my backyard is like Bakari backyard, literally. You know what I mean? And there's certain journeys in life that I was able to take on because of you. And you helped me, even though you were younger than me, you helped me see things from a different aspect. You know what I mean? And I want people to understand how important our friendship is to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I know whatever I'm going through is just a telephone call or an app. Maybe we could say an app now, and I would get some great insight from you, Bakari. You know what I mean? And you know, we had our battles on the basketball court. Things got, you know what I mean? Things used to get rough. But it's funny that it's not even funny. It's just amazing that today we under the virtual soursop tree. All the times we sat down and talked. Now we here going live.
There you go.
You know what I mean? We going live throughout the world, my brother. And it's a pleasure, bro. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure that you had me on. All I could say is just give thanks, bro.
All right.
All I could say is give thanks.
All right. So you see, we've been doing the Lions Den gathering of the Kings
from long time, bro.
From long time. You understand?
You know what I mean?
And you, I, myself, and our brethren, we benefited from those discussions.
Yeah.
You know what
greatly.
We benefited. It helped us to grow, to consider different perspectives, to draw from people's experiences and things, and it only makes you a better person.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Especially when you can just have those open conversations with your brethren, them knowing that you ain't gonna be judged, knowing that ain't gonna be talking to parties.
Yes.
Knowing that it's a safe space. You understand what I'm saying? And that everything that is said is said in love and respect and honor, you know? So that's why I really love what you're doing, you see, because listen, 10, 20 years from now, my brethren, when you have your platform, you understand, you will be talking with people, you know, whose lives you've touched.
Yeah.
You know, you will be surprised as to who is like, say, for example, there's always say, if a child hungry, you must feed the child because you can be feeding the next doctor or the prime minister.
Yeah.
You know? So you don't know who you're feeding right now. You understand? So again, I love the initiative. I will tell you, do not get discouraged. Even if one person show up, it's a success, right? And continue.
And
as you go along, you evolve, you grow. Always seek advice. Always ask for feedback to see how you can improve. You understand what I'm saying? You know, if you ever need assistance with idea. I mean, I listen to you and I already have a bunch of ideas. Yeah. I also want to say that anytime you want to be a guest on Unity and Solidarity, you know, anytime, you know, to discuss anything close to your heart, you know, you're always welcome.
Reach out.
I would love to have you once a month to tell us about the Lions Den. You know, we have a special program for you.
We can do that. We can do that.
You know,
and we can also do one on training and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know, I mean, But you see all them gains.
Yeah, but you know what I mean?
Right now, I got a new wardrobe because my shirt getting tight.
No, you got. Hey, listen. I have to give into the tight culture down here in Curacao, boy. I ain't wearing nothing baggy no more, bro. Them things fitted, bro. You know what I mean? Fitted. You know what I mean? But it's a great feeling, and like you said, we've been doing this Gathering of the Kings for a long time, bro.
Decades.
And up in the hills. Hey, bro,
Listen,
we put in.
when we used to study, a bag of books and things, fruit, water, up
Yes,
in the hill
yes,
studying
my
it.
brother.
And
Yes, my
you know,
brother.
so
Yes, my
all that
brother.
is part of the initiation,
You
you know,
know,
all that is part of the rites of passage, you know, but really and truly because, you know, we as men, as you correctly pointed out, many of us were not exposed to a rites of passage program. You
yeah,
know, many
yeah.
of us were not initiated from boyhood to
Into
teenager.
Manu. Yeah, yep, yep.
We were not. We had to take our cues from the other men in our society, or we had to take our cues from what we saw on television. And
Yes,
sometimes
yes, yes.
those was not in our best interest. So we had
Nope,
to learn the
nope.
hard way, you know. So
Mm-hmm,
I know a
mm-hmm.
few people on the island, you know, who I think could add value, you know, to what you're doing. I'll reach out to them. I'll link you all up together. Yeah,
Yes,
maybe you
sir.
don't know them already. Maybe you don't know them. You see, but
Mm-hmm.
it can always be a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
I see
yeah.
here. I see. I'm going to the comments. 'Cause I know you're pressed for time, so we're gonna round off in a few minutes, right?
But you as well.
Wait a second.
You as well. You got your, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. The next program is starting in an hour, you know. So
You
I have
see?
to leave here and then go someplace. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. But we love it. We love it. You know, we love
Mm-hmm.
being of service to the community, and we are hoping that these thoughts would inspire ones and ones for further discussion, for further
Mm.
research, and such. You know. So SXM Academy SBO says yes, indeed. When we cry, women and eat ice cream when emotionally down. That's one thing. Your second mother, Rita Pantaflet, she says hi.
Ah.
You know, she says hello. She's logged in. And she also asked if you can give a quick recap because she entered the discussion a little late. So if you can just give a
Mm-hmm.
quick recap of tonight's session, time,
Yes,
place, what you want to
yes.
achieve, you know, just go right ahead.
Well, it's tonight is Gathering of the Kings. It's 8 to 10, Caracas Bay. It's basically building a community of men within the community, and also to be able to build a better future for the generations to come on Curacao. So basically, we were talking about experiences we had, things we saw, the things I saw that brought me to the place to start this program, or to start this to start this program, and looking forward as well to moving on to other things. But the basis of it is gathering of the kings, bringing men together and helping men create a platform where men can be able to open up themselves, but also be held accountable by the other men around, you know, and just basically enjoying enjoying the life journey, but also building a place where not the children, the young men can be able to also take that stepping stone. We talk about, I spoke about um, basically where the idea came from, hearing the legendary Bobby Hemmett say, we don't have any programs to stop our boys from going into jail. I also talk about my experiences working at hotels and working at the bar. Also experience I saw in Malta,
Yeah.
how the other ethnic groups are together, also Holland as well. How these groups stay together, how they come together, and listen, there's nothing like a community where men stand together. You know what
That's
I
right.
mean?
That's
And
right.
and and that's what Gathering of the Kings is about. You know what I mean? We want men to be protectors, providers, and but they also need to be well. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Yes.
so so that's basically a small synopsis of what,
Okay.
what what was said tonight.
Okay. Give thanks. Give thanks.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
my brother, I want to thank you again for making time to be with us here on Unity and Solidarity TV to share this important initiative. And of course,
Yes.
I'm gonna repeat it. You're always welcome, you
Yes, my
know,
brother.
to a spot under this virtual mango tree. You know, even if it's once a month, we discuss different matters, you know, continue sharing. And of course, as we learn, we share. That has always been our principle. So you're always welcome. We'll discuss off air the next few steps, you know, how we can partner and work together. And I want to wish you much success. And please greet the family for us. And of course, one of these days you have to put the Lions Den virtual so I can be part of that discussion also.
Yes.
I would really love that.
You know, one guy was telling me, hey, you're gonna put it on live. I was like, man, but the timing didn't allow me to be able to put all those things in place. I am not tech savvy, so I'm not gonna go out. I'm not, as yet, but so I'm not going to venture in a domain and bring people a bad product.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna do that. You catch me? Especially now after being on this clean and crispy, you know, program you put me on. I can't do nothing less. You know what I mean? So, you know, it will happen. And once it happens, we can push it out, bro. And keep running.
Excellent. Well, my brethren, give thanks again for your time.
Yes, sir.
For this information. And we would love to have a follow-up to hear how your first session went. Okay?
Of course.
So once the dust settled and you get time to catch yourself, let's have a follow-up. Let's discuss, you know, and from there develop this particular product.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Will do.
All right.
Yes, my brother. Blessings. Yes. Thank you.
Ancestral blessings, yeah?
Yes. Bless.
All right. Good.
Give thanks.
Give thanks. Well, family, we really hope that you enjoyed this evening's proceedings with my brethren, Giovanni Williams, who is about to launch a very important initiative entitled Gathering of the Kings, creating a safe space where men can come and share, discuss, learn from each other. Once again, I want to, and that starts at 8 p.m. and it's going to be held at the Caracas Bay. So if you're in the area, please pass by, give it some support and strength. All right. I also want to remind folks that in an hour, Mindful Elevation is having another very important discussion on the topic of Alzheimer's. And the guest speaker is Mr. Raymond Jesseroon. And the host, of course, is the lovely Ramonda Hanza. And next week, Sunday, November 5th at 12 p.m., we'll be having a conversation with a brother, a journalist from South Sudan, to talk about the developments in his country. And of course, brothers and sisters, please remember to like, follow, share, and subscribe to our Facebook pages and YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel, of course, is Unity and Solidarity TV. And the Facebook is Bakari.Makeru at Facebook. And don't forget to like our newest page because we are getting ready to launch an official organization, or rather to relaunch the Universal Negro Improvement Association, African Communities League on St. Martin. But you'll get more of that in the coming weeks, you know, about the organization. So from all of us here at Unity and Solidarity, I wish you all a pleasant evening and a great, great weekend. One love, one God, one aim, one destiny.
One destiny.
Up, you mighty people, you can accomplish what you will. Take care. Bye-bye.